Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is David here, and so today I wanted to go ahead and recap the latest Apple news. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started. So yesterday on September 16th, 2015, Apple released iOS 9 to the public. So about a week after the event, on September 9th, Apple went ahead and dropped the iOS 9 GM, right directly after the keynote had ended. Developer.apple.com was back online with iOS 9 GM and iOS 9.1 Beta 1. So this is a little bit different than normally that we see. A lot of times the 0.1 releases come out in the spring, but it sounds like 9.1 actually might be out with the iPad Pro. So along, obviously, with iOS 9, things that got announced were the brand new iPhone 6s and iPhone 6s Plus, which comes in a brand new rose gold color, which is actually, it's okay. I think it's a little bit feminine, but doesn't matter in my opinion. You guys can do whatever you want, but for me personally, I'm going to be going with the gold model. So they came out with that. The iPhone 6s has a 12 megapixel iSight camera and a 5 megapixel FaceTime HD camera. So the rear is the iSight and the front is the FaceTime. So the FaceTime HD camera actually did get a significant bump. I think it was like 2 or 3 megapixels, and now it's at 5. So it's definitely getting, it's getting there. As well as now you can record at 4K videos on the iPhone 6s and iPhone 6s Plus, which is actually really cool. There's a brand new 3D Touch feature. And also on the back of the iPhone 6s and the iPhone 6s Plus, there is a brand new S on the bottom of the phone, on the back. So it's pretty cool that they just decided to do that, because really, other than that, there's no visual way, in terms of design, to see the difference between the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6s. Mostly it was like that with the iPhone 4 and the 4S. The only reason why the iPhone 5 and the 5S you could tell the difference was because the iPhone 5 did not have Touch ID. It did not have the Touch ID sensor with the home button, and the iPhone 5S did. So that was kind of an easy way to tell. But with the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6S, there really isn't much of a way to tell without that S on the back of the phone. So other than that, Apple went ahead and announced the iPad Pro, which has been long rumored, the 12.9-inch iPad. It looks okay. I don't know. I'm not going to be picking one up. Let me know what you guys think in the comments if you're going to pick one up. If you're not going to pick one up, I have a Mac already. I have an iPad mini, first generation. To me, it doesn't really seem that it would be that necessary. Maybe if you're in the tablet/computer market and you want to get a tablet computer hybrid, even though it doesn't run OS 10, unfortunately it runs iOS 9. It's going to run, and just iOS in general, which kind of stinks. Maybe in the future they'll modify the iOS version on the iPad Pro to kind of reflect what a tablet/computer hybrid would actually be. Who knows? Maybe they'll do that in the future. I don't know. But yeah, so they released that, as well as they announced that, as well as announced a brand new Apple TV, along with Apple TV's brand new operating system, tvOS. So it's pretty cool. It's basically like iOS, except it's a brand new interface for the TV. It looks really cool. Basically, everything's controlled by Siri. One of the highlights of Apple TV is the fact that there is now an app store as well that coincides with that. As well as you use Siri to go and find something. So in the demo, the girl said, find James Bond movies, and then she narrowed it down and said only show the Sean Connery ones, instead of just broadening the spectrum and saying all of the James Bond movies ever made. She kind of narrowed it down a little bit by saying Sean Connery. So so it looks really, really nice. Now, I'm probably not going to be picking one up because I'm looking at it right now. I have a big Toshiba box TV in my room. So yeah, I'm probably not going to be picking one up because this is not HD at all. And if I do pick one up, my dad's probably going to be the one picking it up, and I'll probably go downstairs, and I'll probably make a review about it eventually if that ends up happening. But I don't think we're going to get it launch day. I could be wrong, but I'm going to get the iPhone 6s launch day. I'm going to get the iPhone 6s. This is what I'm trying to get, at least. The iPhone 6s, 64 gigabyte in gold, the regular iPhone 6s, not the iPhone 6s Plus. So I'm hoping to get that. I don't know if I will. Hopefully I will. We'll see. But yeah, so iOS 9.1 actually does include, to go back to that, iOS 9.1 Beta 1 does finally include the middle finger emoji, as well as a bunch of other new emojis. So I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, and this has happened before, which is the reason why I'm bringing up this point. Apple could decide in beta 2, beta 3, beta 4, and even the final release of 9.1 to take out the middle finger emoji and keep the rest of the emojis in. We've seen it happen time and time again with other, beta releases and other GMs and other public releases where something's in the beta and then all of a sudden you go to see if it's in the final release and they removed it. They removed it in maybe the third or fourth beta or the GM or whatever. So it's not to say that I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong because I really want to be able to use the middle finger emoji on 9.1. I could have it, but I just don't feel like, updating everything to 9.1, doing whatever. Obviously, because I have a jailbreak on my iPhone, I want to keep that for as long as possible because the iPhone 6S is going to come without a jailbreak on iOS 9 anyway, and there's not going to be a way to do that until iOS 9 actually gets jailbroken. So until my iPhone 6S comes, I will not actually be experimenting with iOS 9. I'm going to hold off. I'm going to wait. And I've heard some things about it. I've heard some people like it, some people don't like it. If you are one of those people that do not like it, for now, there is a way to go back down to iOS 8. And basically what this does is it utilizes the same downgrade method that I had actually provided you guys with in my previous downgrade tutorial, how to downgrade from 8.4, I believe, to 8. Whatever downgrade it was, I forget exactly. I think it was 8.4.1 to 8.4. Yeah, that sounds about right. It was 8.4.1 to 8.4. So now you can downgrade from iOS 9 to 8.4.1. And the reason why you can actually go ahead and do that is Apple has not yet stopped signing 8.4.1. It is still currently, as of the recording of this video, being signed by Apple. So the reason why, again, that it does work is because it is still being signed as soon as the signing window is as soon as the signing window is closed and the signing window, everyone, they stop signing it. Apple's like, nope, sorry, we're not doing that anymore. Then you have no choice but to stay on 9. So if you really don't like the way 9 is treating you, you don't really like 9 in general, then go back down to 8 as soon as possible because eventually you just will not be able to. And unfortunately, that is the sad truth of it. Apple's going to stop signing iOS 8.4.1 very soon, and as soon as they do, you will not be able to go back down. So that is just a word to the wise. If you do not like iOS 9, you do not like any of iOS 9's features, and you want iOS 8 back on your phone, go ahead and downgrade right now because you are very, very limited on time. So that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to give you guys a brief summary of what went down at the Apple keynote event. Obviously, there was some more stuff that was going on. After the keynote event, it was also confirmed as well that OS 10, OS 10.11 El Capitan will be releasing on September 30th. So get excited for that if you guys like El Capitan, if you guys like Mac OS, whatever. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, this is David signing out. Peace.